What is up, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Carl. I'm the Consumer Review Lad, and I just consumed WWE Royal Rumble 2022, and I'm going to review it on this podcast. WWE Royal Rumble 2022 is the WWE's second premium live event of the year, also the second in January. It was at St. Louis, Missouri, at the Dome at America's Center. It was a 6-match card. No pre-show matches for this event. I thought maybe they would add some sort of maybe a tag team match or some sort of match for the pre-show. No pre-show match whatsoever. The premium live event started at 8 p.m. Eastern time. Ended at midnight Eastern time. We opened. So before we actually go into the premium live event, I want to just talk about what my predictions were for the WWE Royal Rumble. So I predicted, based off the normal matches, I predicted Becky Lynch was going to beat Doudrop clean. I predicted that Brock Lesnar was going to beat Bobby Lashley clean. I predicted Beth Phoenix and Edge were going to beat Miz and Maurice clean. And I also predicted that Seth Rollins was going to win because during their match, Brock Lesnar was going to interfere, attacked Roman Reigns, and Seth Rollins was going to win. It was going to be sort of like a title swap for the shows. Seth Rollins would win the Universal title, take it to Raw, and Brock Lesnar would retain the WWE Championship and bring it to SmackDown. I predicted the card would probably be like the Men's Royal Rumble opened up the pay-per-view. Kevin Owens wins. Then we have Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley. Brock Lesnar wins. And then Beth Phoenix, Edge, Miz and Maurice, Doudrop, Becky Lynch. Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, like I said, Brock Lesnar interferes, beats up Roman Reigns, and Seth Rollins wins. And then we have the Women's Royal Rumble, where I predicted that Bayley was going to return and win the Royal Rumble. So, of course, if you actually watched this Royal Rumble, you already know that I was not wrong on every of those predictions, but that's pretty much not how the show was. And also, before I get into the Royal Rumble, sort of the recap review, this Royal Rumble is just taking a beating online. There's a lot of people think this was a terrible Royal Rumble, just a terrible show in general. I know a lot of people say if you really want to enjoy WWE, just don't focus on the internet. Like, don't really watch it with the internet. I didn't watch the Royal Rumble with the internet. The only time I really went on the internet was just to see if the place was burning down during that Becky Lynch Doudrop match, because it was like smoke and people were chanting there was a fire and people were focused off the screen just to see what that was about. And of course, while doing that, I also got spoiled by one of the men's Royal Rumble entrants, trying to figure out what that was going on there. But I didn't really watch this with like any live threads or like Twitter going on. I just kind of enjoyed the show, and I thought it was an enjoyable show, and you'll see my ratings for the show. But right now, it's just a lot of people just really negative on this show. And I can understand at points why they're negative, but overall I thought this was an enjoyable show. So we'll go ahead and we'll start the recap. We started with Roman Reigns, the first theme hitting the show, and then Seth Rollins comes out with the Shield theme, and he comes out with the Shield entrance through the crowd. He's just mostly playing mind games with Roman Reigns during this match. Seth Rollins kind of Shield bombs by himself Roman Reigns through the announcer's table. Overall, this was an enjoyable match. It ended with Roman Reigns putting Seth Rollins in the guillotine. Seth Rollins had a hand on the rope. The ref counted to 5 and pretty much just disqualified Roman Reigns. So Seth Rollins won, but Roman Reigns retains the championship. I gave this match 3 3/4 stars, so 3.75. Very enjoyable. It would have been nicer to have a clean finish. Especially seeing how the rest of the card played out and how it looks like the WrestleMania card is starting to form. I'm not sure why this didn't have a clean finish. It's almost like Roman Reigns is still sort of afraid of Seth Rollins, or he can't beat Seth Rollins cleanly. So I just seeing how the rest of the card played out. I think they could have had this a clean finish, and it would have been another like notch on Roman Reigns' belt during this title reign. But overall, that's how it ended. So it was the DQ finish, the classic WWE non-clean finish, basically. So, of course, the audience booed. They probably didn't like that. So that's how this match ended. This match was really good. And, of course, it just, gives Roman Reigns some heat as well. And that's how the show started off. So already my predictions for the Royal Rumble just completely go out the window now that Roman Reigns has retained. And next up, we have the Women's Royal Rumble match. 30 women participants. Of course, the big story going into this match was Mickie James, the Impact Women's Championship. How would they portray her? Would she have the belt? Are they going to completely bury her? How is she going to fit in this match? So the match starts off with Sasha Banks as the first entrant, and I'm not 100% sure if Sasha Banks returned to WWE last night or on SmackDown, or if it was like a week ago. But I know there was like so many rumors speculating on her injury that she might not even be fit to wrestle on the road to WrestleMania, so she might not even be on WrestleMania because of that. Clearly she could still wrestle fine from what we see she was able to do in the Royal Rumble. So I'm not sure why they just didn't have her be the first entrant, just surprise the St. Louis crowd. I think they would have gone wild to see Sasha Banks come in, that she's not injured and that she's fine. Instead, we kind of got that spoiled on SmackDown the night before, but I really just think that would have been better just as a surprise for the fans. So for the Royal Rumble, I'm going to start off with the entrants who came in what order, and then I'll go by the pretty much the eliminations in those orders. So we start off with Sasha Banks and Melina. Next out came Tamina. And then at 4th, we had Kelly Kelly. 5th, we had Aaliyah. 6th, we had Liv Morgan. 7th, we had Queen Zelina. 8th, we had Bianca Belair. 9th, we had Dana Brooke. 10th, we had Michelle McCool. 11th, we had Sonya Deville. 12th, we had Natalya. 13th, we had Cameron. 14th, Naomi. 15th, Carmella. 16th, Rhea Ripley. 17th, Charlotte Flair. 18th, Ivory. 19th, Brie Bella. 20th, Mickie James. 21st, Alicia Fox. 22nd, Nikki Ash. 23rd, Summer Rae. 24th, Nikki Bella. 25th, Sarah Logan. 26th, Lita. 27th, Molly Holly. 28th, Ronda Rousey. That was a big surprise for the show. 29th, Shotzi. And 30th was Shayna Baszler. In the order of the eliminations, Sasha Banks eliminated Melina. Sasha Banks then eliminated Kelly Kelly. Queen Zelina eliminated Sasha Banks. Michelle McCool eliminated Dana Brooke. Natalya eliminated Tamina. And then we had Sonya Deville eliminates Cameron. Naomi eliminates Sonya Deville. Rhea Ripley eliminates Carmella and Queen Zelina at the same time. Charlotte Flair eliminates Aliyah. Sonya Deville eliminates Naomi, even though she was already out of the match. I guess what the list I'm reading is going to count her as the elimination. I guess you could, because she kind of just dragged her out. Rhea Ripley eliminates Ivory. Mickie James eliminates Michelle McCool. So Mickie James, the Impact Women's Championship, did get to eliminate someone. It was Michelle McCool, who at that point I really felt like she was in the match for quite a while. I was just kind of noticing that she was still in the match for quite a while. And Mickie James is actually in the match for quite a while too. I don't know the exact times, but it was not quick either way. So she did eliminate Michelle McCool. Natalya eliminated Summer Rae. Nikki Bella eliminates Alicia Fox. Brie Bella and Nikki Bella eliminate Sarah Logan. And Sarah Logan, that was another surprise. She got released not too long ago, and based off her Rumble appearance, it was probably the worst Rumble. Maybe not the worst. I won't say the worst. I would have to say maybe Ivory was technically the worst, because Ivory really got eliminated really quickly, but it was not a good Rumble appearance for Sarah Logan. It's not that she performed bad or she wrestled bad. It was just kind of like she got in and got out real quick. I'm not sure if she'll be back on the WWE or if it was one of those Mickie James where they just called her in for the Royal Rumble and then that was it. We'll have to see if she appears on Raw or SmackDown later on. But she was pretty much in and out. Brie Bella eliminates Liv Morgan. So it is kind of interesting how, Brie and Nikki eliminated Sarah Logan. So she did, I will say, she did get eliminated by 2 people. So that does kind of help her case. And then Brie Bella eliminated Liv Morgan. So maybe potentially if you want to kind of get the Riot Squad, or at least 2 members of the Riot Squad back together, there's a little tag team feud you could do there with the Bellas, Liv Morgan and Sarah Logan. Lita eliminated Mickie James. So Mickie James got 1 elimination, and she got eliminated by Lita, which is not a bad elimination because Lita is kind of, I think she's a Hall of Famer. And I don't know if she's going to really be with the WWE long term either. I don't know if she has any matches planned. If she doesn't and she wants to wrestle, then Impact has a pretty much a storyline feud right there. If Lita really wants to wrestle, it's potentially we could see Lita versus Mickie James on Impact. Of course, there's nothing in the works for that I know of. I don't even think there's rumors speculating about it. I'm just saying that if Lita's not really into wrestling again, then she's not going to wrestle again. But if she is into wrestling and WWE isn't going to give her the opportunity, then her eliminating Mickie James kind of helps build a feud for Impact. If she wanted to ever go to Impact and fight Mickie James pretty much. But Mickie James, the Impact Women's Championship, got eliminated by a WWE Hall of Famer. So it wasn't really, they treated Mickie James in this Royal Rumble pretty good. She was in there quite a while. She got one elimination. Of course, the elimination was Michelle McCool, wasn't an active roster member, but she didn't get eliminated by an active roster member. So I think it worked out on her end, and it doesn't really bury Impact or make Impact look bad. I will say it was interesting that I think Mickie James had her Impact theme and pretty much her Impact gimmick from what I'm getting, and she had the Impact Women's Championship, and I think they even announced that she had the Impact Women's Championship on the announcing team. So I think WWE treated Impact pretty good here and overall, and they treated Mickie James pretty good in this Rumble. Next up, we have Nikki Ash, who eliminated Molly Holly, who really came out as Mighty Molly, the superhero. Ronda Rousey eliminates Nikki Ash. Brie Bella eliminates Nikki Bella. So if you don't do the whole tag team thing, well, we have a little sister rivalry here we could do something with. Ronda Rousey eliminates Brie Bella. Ronda Rousey eliminates Shotzi. Ronda Rousey eliminates Natalya. Then Charlotte Flair starts eliminating Lita. Charlotte Flair eliminates Rhea Ripley. Charlotte Flair eliminates Shayna Baszler. Charlotte Flair eliminates Bianca Belair. And at the end, Ronda Rousey eliminates Charlotte Flair to win the 2022 Women's Royal Rumble match. So no Bayley, not even Alexa Bliss made an appearance, which I guess maybe it's too early. I know Alexa Bliss is doing some video spots on Monday Night Raw. But it was Ronda Rousey that ended up appearing and winning. It kind of got spoiled this week. That's kind of why my original Bayley prediction, I still predicted Bayley on Twitter, but I was really thinking it could be Ronda Rousey if those rumors. Someone I think I saw on Twitter was tracking her makeup person and saw her makeup person was set to be in St. Louis and set to be scheduled Monday at Monday Night Raw, something like that. And there was just a lot of rumors that Ronda Rousey's coming back. So her winning the Royal Rumble, okay, so that makes sense. And it's kind of like this was a match that we really weren't predicting for WrestleMania. There's so many matchups that earlier on we were predicting, and Ronda Rousey wasn't really in the leading predictions because there was no idea she was coming back till about this week when those rumors started circulating. But she is going to main event WrestleMania, probably night one. Seeing as she's going to appear on Monday Night Raw, it makes sense to be her versus Becky Lynch. So I think her versus Becky Lynch was the match to make anyways. I think it would be more entertaining than her versus Charlotte Flair. So I think it will be interesting to see that matchup, to see that build. The last time Ronda Rousey main evented WrestleMania, it was a very fun build between her, Becky Lynch, and Charlotte Flair. But I think with the big time Becks and her, I think it would be just as fun of a build. So we'll have to see what happens there. I gave this Royal Rumble match 3.5 stars. Of course, most of the storylines in the match were storylines you're seeing playing out on TV of Sonya versus Naomi, Rhea Ripley, Nikki Ash. So it was a pretty entertaining Royal Rumble match, and when Ronda Rousey appeared, the fans did go pretty wild, so they were really into it. You had Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler. Seemingly, I think they used to be teammates back in the day. I'm not too sure of their history, but we could see what happens there going forward. Will they do some tag team matches on the road to WrestleMania? Who knows? We'll have to see. We have to tune in the Monday Night Raw to see where this storyline is going and who's she going to pick. I'm sure they're going to drag it out for quite a while to keep people interested. But I really think she's probably going to pick Becky Lynch. And so the question is, who does Charlotte Flair face at WrestleMania? So that's going to be interesting on the SmackDown end to see that road to, unless they do another triple threat match, which I don't think they should, and hopefully they do not do that. Next up, we have the WWE Raw Women's title match, Becky Lynch versus Doudrop. This was a match that was, at one point I thought the building was burning down on fire. There was like a chance of there's a fire over there or something like that, and there was smoke and people were looking away from the match. That really hurt the crowd's reaction to this match. So the crowd was pretty out of it for this match, maybe trying to find the fire exit. I'm not sure. It wasn't as severe as I thought it might be. It was pretty much the WrestleMania sign caught on fire. The pyro from the Women's Royal Rumble calls it the caught on fire. I think they had to move a section, I heard. And that they were able to get it pretty much during this match. They were able to get the fire out, the sign fixed, and put back up. But if you watch this match, you look at the audience, a lot of them are just looking off screen, and you start to see kind of like smoke fill the area. But overall, this was it was an okay match. It was pretty much my worst match of the night right here. I gave this match 2.5 stars. Becky Lynch won via like a second rope man slam. She was able to land on Doudrop. The whole story, I think, was that Doudrop might be just too big for Becky Lynch to handle. So Becky Lynch just had to use her advantage to be able to get this win. And I don't think anyone's really surprised that Becky Lynch won this match. The real question really is like what's going to happen at the main event for WrestleMania with Becky Lynch. She's kind of tore through everyone else on the Raw side. You can maybe make an argument she didn't really go through Bianca Belair, and that was the only real match you could maybe make. But now that Ronda Rousey's in the picture, it seems like that's going to be the direction they go. Also, Rhea Ripley. I guess Rhea Ripley and Becky Lynch would have been an interesting matchup, but Rhea Ripley has been in that whole Nikki Ash tag team, and now she's feuding with Nikki Ash. We'll see what happens there. But Rhea Ripley versus Becky Lynch, that would have been a fun fight too, if they didn't go with Bianca Belair. But where I think they're going, Ronda Rousey, Becky Lynch, WrestleMania, Night 1 main event. Next up, we have Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar, the so-called dream match. I remember a few years ago, I think I heard a rumor that Bobby Lashley signed with the WWE just because he won this match with Brock Lesnar, and it seemed like Brock Lesnar potentially might not have been interested. I don't know. It's just the rumors that you hear on the internet that he wasn't interested in the matchup. That's why it just never really happened and just dragged on and on and on. And it seemed like it only really happened because of the whole day one COVID situation that they had to throw a wrench in their plan. They did the Fatal 5-Way. Of course, Brock Lesnar, Bobby Lashley got a nice reaction. And of course, that's where they went with this match. So this was a nice build on Raw the past few weeks here between this match. And this match was overall an entertaining match. Of course, it ended with the ref getting knocked out, Roman Reigns interfering in the match, Paul Heyman turning on Brock Lesnar, giving his title belt to Roman Reigns so Roman Reigns could smack him in the head with it. Bobby Lashley pinned Brock Lesnar to get the win. So my prediction of Bobby Lashley costing Roman Reigns was kind of reversed. It was pretty much Roman Reigns costing Brock Lesnar the match. And now Bobby Lashley is the WWE champion. So there's no real like saying that he's going to defend the title at WrestleMania since we still have the Elimination Chamber coming up. But it seems like he's going to defend the title at WrestleMania. So the real question is on who on the Raw side is going to face him at WrestleMania for the WWE Championship. So it'll be interesting to see where they go with that. Maybe the Elimination Chamber will come into play. As far as he might defend the title in the Elimination Chamber, or maybe it would be a number one contenders. We'll have to see. That'll be kind of interesting. But yeah, Lashley is the WWE Championship, and of course Lesnar now was betrayed by Paul Heyman, and of course now he's really going to be upset with Roman Reigns. Anyways, I gave this match 3.5 stars, so 3.5 stars. It was a pretty enjoyable matchup. Next up, we have Edge and Beth Phoenix versus Miz and Maurice. Edge and Beth Phoenix, of course, won this match. This match had some fun spots, like Beth Phoenix getting some offense on The Miz. Overall, I gave this match 2.5 stars. Where they go forward, I'm not sure. I would figure Edge is going to maybe find an opponent for WrestleMania, and that's going to be his road to. I don't really think we're going to see this matchup run back at WrestleMania or run back anytime soon. I think Miz is going to go his own way. Edge is going to go his own way. It'll be interesting to see if Maurice and Beth Phoenix stay and wrestle. I'm not too sure. We'll have to see, but I don't really think this feud's going to continue on anymore. It really shouldn't. Edge beat Miz. Edge and Beth Phoenix beat Miz and Maurice. So we'll see who Edge faces at WrestleMania. Is it possible he could be in the WWE Championship title picture? Could we get Edge versus AJ Styles? We'll have to see. It's going to be interesting to see the road to WrestleMania going forward. And next up, we have the main event, the Men's Royal Rumble match. And I will do the same thing. I'll start with the entrance, and then I'll go with the eliminations. So we had number 1, AJ Styles. Number 2, Shinsuke Nakamura. Number 3, Austin Theory. Number 4, Robert Roode. Number 5, Ridge Holland. Coming in at 6, we had Montez Ford. Coming in at 7th, we had Damian Priest. 8, Sami Zayn. 9, Johnny Knoxville. 10, Angelo Dawkins. 11, Omos. 12, Ricochet. 13th, Chad Gable. 14th, Dominic Mysterio. 15th, Happy Corbin. 16th, Dolph Ziggler. 17th, Sheamus. 18th, Rick Boogs. 19th, Madcap Moss. 20th, Riddle. And the first surprise entrance in this Men's Royal Rumble. It's 20 wrestlers coming in that weren't really a surprise. You kind of knew they were going to be in there. But Drew McIntyre has returned. So a nice crowd reaction for Drew. 22nd, Kevin Owens. 23rd, Rey Mysterio. 24th, Kofi Kingston. 25th, Otis. 26th, Big E. The second big surprise, 27th, Bad Bunny. The third, 28th, Shane McMahon. 29th, hometown crowd for Randy Orton. And the 30th, the big surprise, Brock Lesnar coming in at number 30. And now for the eliminations for this Men's Royal Rumble. So AJ Styles. So going into this Royal Rumble, there's so many betting odds favored because I guess people gamble on the WWE. So you get the betting odds kind of going around the rumor circle on the wrestling social media. And AJ Styles is apparently getting some good betting odds to win this. So him coming in number 1, and he looked really good in this match. And it got to a point where I thought maybe he was going to win this match. He looked really good, but of course that's not what happened, as we'll get into. And it was really him that I think had good betting odds. I don't think anyone else really did. I think it was a lot of people were talking about maybe Big E was going to win, and that was another winner. But it was really between, I think, AJ Styles and Big E. Neither of them won, so we'll get into the eliminations. AJ Styles eliminated Robert Roode. He eliminated Shinsuke Nakamura. Sami Zayn eliminated Johnny Knoxville, which was kind of interesting. You thought Johnny Knoxville would just eliminate Sami Zayn, do this whole embarrassing thing. Not what happened at all. Johnny Knoxville went in there, and I mean, Johnny Knoxville went in there and he got a bunch of wrestlers doing moves on him, and then kind of getting him set up to get eliminated, and then Sami Zayn did a Hulua kick to get him off the apron onto the floor. It's kind of interesting. So Johnny Knoxville, I heard somewhere online, so one of those, rumor has it that he didn't really, I don't think he asked to be in the Royal Rumble. I think he was just doing some promotion with the WWE, and he was asked if he wanted to go ahead and do the Royal Rumble and do some TV shows beforehand. I think he was like, yeah, that sounds good, because that's what he pretty much ended up doing. So it was kind of interesting to see him just kind of take so much offense and really not really do any, he didn't really embarrass any of the wrestlers. The only thing he did was do a double leg takedown on Sami Zayn and hit him a few times, but overall a bunch of moves were done on Johnny Knoxville and he got eliminated. I saw something on social media about the night before. I think Brock Lesnar power bombed, I want to say, one of the Jackass crews onto a table at a restaurant or a bar or something. So that was pretty interesting, and I think Pat McAfee brought that up on commentary when Johnny Knoxville came out, because Johnny Knoxville came out with some of his Jackass crew, but they didn't really help him at all. I thought maybe when he got Hulua kicked, maybe they were going to catch him. That's not what happened at all. Anyways, after that, AJ Styles eliminated Sami Zayn. So not only did Johnny Knoxville not really embarrass Sami Zayn, it was just AJ Styles just threw him out. So I guess Sami Zayn, you're done. There's really no storyline going forward there with Sami Zayn. Omos eliminates Angela Dawkins, Montez Ford, Damian Priest, Chad Gable during this, right before Damian Priest got eliminated, or maybe right before Montez Ford, I'm not sure when, but Chad Gable came out and went to the guys and was like, I got a plan. We can get him eliminated. And he sent Damian Priest first because Damian Priest was the tallest. And of course, Omos easily eliminated Damian Priest, which maybe there's going to be like a United States Championship match now because he's a United States champion, and maybe Omos can take that title and win that title. That'll be interesting to see. But pretty much after that, AJ Styles, Austin Theory, Chad Gable, Dominic Mysterio, he actually came out during this and helped. Ricochet and Rich Holland all eliminated Omos, so they all got him out, eliminated him. Happy Corbin eliminates Ricochet. Happy Corbin eliminates Dominic Mysterio. So Dominic Mysterio was not in the ring at all with Rey Mysterio, which maybe he was last year. I honestly can't remember. I think he was brought up that this is not his first Royal Rumble, so I think he fought in the one last year, and I can't really remember how much ring time they shared with each other. But I thought it'd been cool if they shared some ring time here, and I thought maybe if you're gonna have Dominic versus Rey, which could be a WrestleMania match, this is a great way to kick that off, having one eliminate the other. Not what we had happen here. They didn't even share the ring with each other. Next up, AJ Styles eliminates Austin Theory. AJ Styles eliminates Ridge Holland right in front of Sheamus. So that was pretty funny. Sheamus came out, and immediately Ridge Holland gets eliminated right in front of him. Rick Boogs eliminates Chad Gable. And then Madcap Moss eliminates AJ Styles 29 minutes into the match. That was very disappointing. At that point, I thought AJ Styles might actually win it. I was kind of going for him. That would have been cool. Happy Corbin ended up eliminating Rick Boogs too. And then Drew McIntyre came in and eliminated Madcap Moss and Happy Corbin. He got two people right there that he is not happy with. Kevin Owens eliminates Kofi Kingston. And there's going to be a question of, is this a botch or is this not a botch? Because Kofi Kingston was on the top rope. Kevin Owens pushed him and he kind of went chest first on the guardrail and both his feet touched the floor. But he was trying to pretend it didn't. He was trying to act like he caught himself, and replay show they both touched the floor easily. You could see that. So he was eliminated. So I don't know if that was a botch or if it was going to be one of the classic Kofi Kingston Royal Rumble spots where he almost gets eliminated but ends up kind of like parkouring his way back into the ring. So I think I heard one time that when they pick Kofi Kingston for a Royal Rumble, they don't really pick him to be a major contributor to the Royal Rumble besides that spot. In case this spot fails, it's like you don't have to really change up too much how the match was going. So that could have been what happened there. I'm not too sure. But Kevin Owens eliminated him. Bad Bunny eliminates Sheamus. Bad Bunny eliminates Dolph Ziggler. Otis eliminates Rey Mysterio. Shane McMahon eliminates Kevin Owens. I don't know if we're going to see anything with that. But that was of course my predictions. That was a big one. Randy Orton and Riddle eliminates Big E, and Randy Orton and Riddle, or you could just say RK Bro, eliminates Otis. Brock Lesnar just kind of cleans the house and he eliminates Randy Orton, Bad Bunny, Riddle, Shane McMahon, and Drew McIntyre to win the match. Bad Bunny did his Canadian Destroyer on Riddle during this match, and of course there was some offense on Bad Bunny as well. He took an F5 from Brock Lesnar. No idea if he's going to do a WrestleMania match. I'm not sure what his tour schedule looks like. I know WWE advertised his tour, and of course he came in for this Royal Rumble. I actually kind of got spoiled that Bad Bunny was coming in because I saw someone post some sort of picture of his merch appearing on WWE Shop before the Royal Rumble match. That was when I was trying to see what was going on with the smoke and during the Becky Lynch and Doudrop match. But it is interesting, kind of cool to see him come in. And, as Johnny Knoxville didn't get a lot of offense in, I don't think Bad Bunny got too much offense in either. He got some offense in. He got some eliminations, but he took an F5 from Brock Lesnar. Not even sure who. There was really no one you could set up that he could fight at WrestleMania in this Royal Rumble. Last time he appeared in the Royal Rumble, there was that setup with The Miz. Didn't have that here, so he might not have a WrestleMania match, or he might. It would be cool to see if he did have a WrestleMania match, because celebrity matches can be fun, especially when they could wrestle. The Bad Bunny celebrity match last WrestleMania was really fun. And the Brock Lesnar versus Drew McIntyre at the end, the one-on-one, I thought that was kind of fun as well. It was 2 years ago that Drew McIntyre pretty much took out Brock Lesnar, and that really put him over big. And of course, he ended up winning the WrestleMania and beating Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. So it was kind of fun to see them face off. But Brock Lesnar won, and you really saw when Brock Lesnar was coming in that he was going to end up winning. And I think that's one reason a lot of people are really negative on this show, is because Brock Lesnar won. They didn't really use the platform to build up another future star. And a probably disappointing thing is you don't really get too much of the WrestleMania card tonight because you already figured Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns were going to fight anyways. So you figured whoever won the Men's Royal Rumble would end up being for the other title, and that was maybe going to be a little bit more exciting. Of course, we're not getting that. Brock Lesnar won, so it's going to be him versus Roman Reigns, more than likely. Of course, he has a decision to make, and this could be something they stretch out also. But it's seemingly going to be Roman Reigns, and then you have to figure out who's going to face Bobby Lashley. But overall, I enjoyed the Men's Royal Rumble match. I gave it 3.75 stars, and it was my match of the night. But a lot of people were just really negative and down on it. I think some of it was maybe the lack of surprises. The big surprise was Drew McIntyre coming back and Bad Bunny and Shane McMahon. I mean, Shane McMahon, when he appeared, the crowd went wild. But online, it was a lot of people just seemed very negative on that. And that's why people say if you want to enjoy WWE, just don't watch it with the social media because you might not enjoy it as much. I enjoyed this show. I enjoyed the Royal Rumble. I enjoyed pretty much, the matches were all okay. They're very entertaining. And it was an all right Royal Rumble. It's an all right kickstart to the road to WrestleMania. So we'll see where they go from here. My predictions at this point, where we're like 60 something days away from WrestleMania, is we're going to see Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns night 2. We're going to see Ronda Rousey versus Becky Lynch night 1. But beyond that, I have no idea because there really wasn't a lot in the Royal Rumble matches or outside the Royal Rumble matches to really build to WrestleMania. So it will be kind of interesting to see where they go on Raw and SmackDown. We have another major pay-per-view coming up, the Elimination Chamber. We'll have to see what matches are going to be booked for that show and the outcomes for that. And that's going to be on a Saturday. So it's nice to have a Saudi Arabia premium live event, a Saudi Arabia premium live event on a Saturday and not in the middle of the week. I don't know what time it's going to be. I'm just going to assume it's probably going to be in the normal time of, I don't even know what date it is either, but it's going to be some Saturday in February, it seems like. So that's going to be a fun event. And that's going to be the last event before WrestleMania. I don't think there's any events planned for March. And WrestleMania is the first weekend of April. So we'll have to see where they go from here. Overall, I enjoyed the Royal Rumble. My show rating was 3.25. Match of the night. We'll start worst match of the night, Becky Lynch versus Doudrop. Match of the night, the Men's Royal Rumble match. I'd like to know what you guys think. Tweet me at consume_review, or if you're listening to this on YouTube, leave a comment down below. If you enjoyed this video or enjoyed this podcast and you're listening on YouTube, click like. If you didn't enjoy it, please click subscribe. You might enjoy a future podcast. Anyways, my name is Carl. I'm the Consumer Review Lad, and this has been the Consumer Review for the Royal Rumble, WWE Royal Rumble 2022. Peace out.